Hello and welcome back to Superstarglam. Today's video, I figured I would do a follow-up to my haul that I posted, I think back in February. I've seen these videos done before. I'm not sure who I've seen them with. I think oh, what is her name? I think it's Jam Beauty, something like that. I will link her channel down below. I think she's the one that does these types of video where she does a haul and then she does a follow-up, and I love watching those because it's true, sometimes we forget about mentioning those items, whether they were good or not good. So that's what this is going to be about, a follow-up on all the products that I got. I am going to skip the skincare products. I think those items can be a video on its own. So I'm not gonna mention those in this video. And I did get quite a bit of stuff from that haul, so I'm going to try to get through these as quick as possible. These were the two concealers that I picked up from my haul. It is the Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin Concealer and the Makeup Forever Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Concealer. I actually love these two concealers. This one, the Makeup Revolution, is definitely full coverage concealer. So I don't use it on a daily basis. I use it when I'm definitely wanting to be a little bit more glam and have a full coverage face. So I do use this. If I am going to use this one, on a, like, I really need to cover something up, I'll mix it in with a lighter coverage concealer, but I don't use it that often just because I have so many that I'm trying to finish up. But this is definitely a really good full coverage concealer. And then the Maybelline Better Skin Concealer is definitely one of those concealers that I can count on when I need as an everyday, and definitely can cover up any dark circles that I have underneath my eye. I think that it's a medium. I wouldn't say it's like light coverage or full coverage, is definitely in between. This is a concealer that I can use like when I'm doing like a more of like a no makeup day, and I just pop this underneath my eyes to brighten, and then just put powder on my face and I'm ready to go. So I definitely love this concealer, but again, I don't use it as often because I'm trying to get rid of all the other ones that I have currently. Okay, a primer that I picked up, which was the Essence Fresh Fit Awake Primer. It says it's a healthy glow, pore minimizing effect. It's actually a really nice primer. I don't see any pore minimizing on it, and I do see more of like glitter flecks left behind. So I really don't reach for this just because I was interested in the healthy glow and pore minimizing, because I felt like I can get the best of both worlds and just use this one. But when I use it, I still have to go in with a pore minimizing primer, so I don't reach for this that much. So again, it feels nice. It feels like it moisturizes your face, but again, it leaves more like glitter specks behind. So that's why I don't really reach for this that much. So two liquid highlighters that I picked up were the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Hello Halo liquid highlighters. They're really, really pretty, but at this moment I haven't been able to make this work for me. Like, I don't, it dries fast for it, at least in my way of applying it. So I tried it with my fingers. I think that's the best way of applying it, with my fingers, because I'm able to move it quicker, and blend out the edges that it leaves. With the sponge, I feel like it kind of locks it, so it stamps it and leaves like lines, and it requires me to really, really like smudge it out with the sponge for it to look natural. Now, if it was a product that would stay liquidy a little bit longer, then I would be able to go go in with my favorite like powder highlight to set it, but that's not what this is. This really like stays, like if you really wanted your liquid highlighter to stay in place, and it is extreme, it's really, really pretty, and it's really extreme, but again, I haven't been able to make it work for me. So it's intense, but I can't make it blend out. If you're able to make this work, I think that you can get away with wearing this without having to set it. Like, it could be the last product that you add to your makeup routine, and I think it would last long because it doesn't like easily come off. So, but currently I have not used it. I gave up on it so far. So I picked these up. These are the Essence Metal Shock Eyeshadow, and I love these. I think these are awesome. One down. I think these are awesome. These are definitely liquid eyeshadows that you could put underneath to make other shadows pop, and even last long, or you can use this as like the topper to your to intensify it, and just add it as the last product on your eye, and makes them really bright and glittery and metallic. Like, these are really, really pretty. I really like the colors. I've definitely worn 2 out of the 4, so I haven't played with them all. Yeah, I would definitely pick these over the Stila. I think these were like $4 or $5. Sometimes Essence has buy one get one free, or get one 50% off, whatever, but you get a really good deal and you don't break the bank with these. The next items I picked up were a few highlighters. 2 of them were highlighting palettes. This one is the Essence Metal Chrome Blush, and I'm calling it a highlighter because that's what it ends up looking on me. You see, I haven't really reached for this as much. I think maybe in the summer, because of the tint that it has like a peachy gold tint. So I have not yet used this, but it's really, really pretty. And 2 palettes that I picked up were the Hard Candy, what is it called? Just Glow Baked Highlighting Trio in Cruising the Coast, and the Milani Stellar Lights Highlighting Palette in Rose Glow. Okay, let's talk about this one first. I love the fact that it comes with this little brush, because the little brush is actually pretty good. I love the 3 shades that it includes, but I'm not in love with the formula. It's like really, really powdery and very glittery. I think the only time that I ever really reach for this is when I'm just trying to be dramatic with my looks. The only color that seems to be a little bit more wearable is like this lighter orangey shade. I can get away with using that. The other ones are, like I said, are a little bit more dramatic and intense. This one would definitely be, this is the color that I actually fell in love with. Look how pretty it is. It's like a peachy rose with gold flecks. It's really, really pretty. But again, this is something that I wouldn't reach for all the time. But like I said, I keep it for that like rosy gold color. That makes a really pretty blush topper. Gives that color like some oomph. I think I would definitely keep it around for like the summer, when you definitely want some tone glowy skin. But this palette, the Milani palette, I have to say is a very good palette. Like, I would definitely recommend that you go and get yourself this palette. It is so good. Now, some of these colors I wouldn't be able to to wear as highlighting, at least this one. These two I could definitely get away with wearing them, but the way I like to use it is to mix all three, because this one here, this one is pearl, this one's intense. For my tan skin, it's really like really light, so I kind of mix them all three because they give me like the best combo, but it's really really good. It doesn't swatch very well, and then when you run your fingers there's like fallout everywhere, but on the face it's really good. So I would definitely recommend that you go and get yourself this little palette because it's totally worth it. And then I picked up this Catrice HD liquid coverage foundation. It's really good. It's a really good foundation. I'm not currently wearing this because it is a little more mattifying, and it's not a flattering foundation if you have drier skin. So that's why I'm not wearing it currently, but I do like to mix this foundation with like lighter coverage foundations if I want a little bit more coverage. So that's what I've been using this for. But I do have to say that the drawback is that it has horrible foundation shades. This one is warm beige, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is the darkest shade. So I wouldn't recommend it because of that, because I think it only has like 3 or 4 shades or shade ranges, and that's a little ridiculous. But if you happen to be in that shade range and you wanted to pick it up, I would definitely recommend it. I would think this would be a perfect foundation for the summer, or if you have oily skin, this is a really good foundation. But again, Catrice needs to start creating more shades. Okay, one of the other products that I got was the Essence Vibrant Shock Lash and Brow Gel Mascara. To be honest, I have yet to use this. I think if I would have used it for my brows, it would have been when I had my red hair. So currently it's just sitting here. I'll probably just try it out as mascara. I don't know. I'm picky with mascara, so that's why I'm hesitant to try it out that way, but I will, just to give it a try and get rid of it if I have no use for this. Okay, and then the last items were all, the rest of them were all shadows, 4 to be exact. Okay, so this was the ColourPop Take Me Home palette. Really really pretty colors, neutral colors. I do reach for it when I need a transition shade or to deepen the crease. So I have been using it for those. Or the other colors I haven't really played with, but these ColourPop shadows so far, from what I have gotten, I've not been disappointed, and they are really good quality shadows. So the other palette that I picked up was the Hard Candy Look Pro Eyeshadow Pro Palette. I mentioned in the past that this kind of resembled the Huda Beauty, the original Rose Gold palette, which is why I got it. And actually, I think this was only $10. For being $10, this is a really nice palette. When I first got it, I was definitely playing with it a little bit more, and I was drawn to more of like the red shades, this like really cool pink and gold flecks. So that's why I kind of put it away, because I needed to get away with it. But it's a really neat palette. You can definitely work with it and come up with different looks, because it has all these transition colors, brow bone color. Yeah, it has all the perfect shades that you would need and the pops of color. So this is definitely a good palette, and I would definitely recommend it. This palette I picked up is the Morphe 3502 palette. It looks like this. I have to say that the only colors in here that I was really reaching out for was this row here, and then the one, this color here as my transition. Other than that, I really wasn't touching any of the other shades, just because Can you see how many browns there are? Like, I'm glad that I picked it up just for this row alone. I love the oranges and the bright like red orange shade. Like, these are beautiful, beautiful shades, and it's definitely a palette that if I needed those colors, I can reach for. But that's about it. I mean, I'm sure I could use it more for neutral colors, but I have so many other palettes with same shades. I feel like it was more of a waste of shadows, I guess, if they would have just limited, condensed it to less browns and just these main shades. I mean, I'm not complaining because it was only like what, $22 if I even paid that, because I think it qualifies for coupons when Ulta has them. But yeah, it's just, I would have loved to have seen this in a smaller version with less browns. I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. But again, for those shades alone, I reach for this palette. And then the last palette is the Violet Voss what is it? Pro eyeshadow. It's the hashtag palette. Inside looks like this. Now, I initially picked this one up because of this row of purple shades. It kind of reminded me of all the palettes that had come out previously, like the Natasha Denona Lily palette or something like that, because it had a lot of those tones, purple tones. And then who else came out with one that was really expensive? Oh, Huda Beauty. I think it's the desert palette. I mean, this brand is pretty pricey also, but it's so worth it. Maybe you're not interested in these shades here, but I would definitely recommend this brand. They have an array of palettes. I initially used it and this palette when I first got it and came up with a few looks. It's actually the palette that I'm using today. And playing with it today, I realized Violet Voss makes really good shadows. I don't know why a lot of people don't talk about this brand a little bit more, because it's really good shadows. The way that I could tell is just the more I kept building up the intensity, the easier it was for me to blend it out, if that makes sense. Sometimes the more you apply, the patchier starts looking, the harder it starts getting to blend out the edges. And not with these are just so buttery and creamy and seamless. So when I kept applying more shadow, it was just becoming easier and easier to blend and also to build. So yeah, they're also the formula for their shimmers are really good quality as well. They're not powdery, they're like really creamy. I'm wearing the one in the middle. It says Lady Boss, and yeah, it's super pigmented and metallic. And again, I had put it away and I pulled it out to play with it today, and I just realized this is a really good palette, and I would definitely recommend you picking, again, not necessarily this palette if you're not interested in those shades, but any of the other palettes that they carry. So yeah, I definitely think this brand is totally underrated, and you should give it a try. So that was the last item. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. So I definitely want to do more of these videos. One thing that I enjoy doing is talking about my passion, which is makeup. So anytime I get a chance to do that, to talk more thoroughly about products that I've used or been using, I love to do that. So I really hope that you enjoyed. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will see you next time. Bye.